Good morning, evening, afternoon. Masati here. How are you all doing? It's going to be a fantastic year. I can just feel it in my bones. Can you guys feel it in your bones? I can feel it in my bones. Today, we are going to be talking about higher order, stronger together, the power of unity and elevating consciousness. This is a worldwide meditation. So, if you're new? Again, we get so many new people all the time. So, again, welcome into a movement. XI has actually become a movement of awakening to your highest, best possible self. So, how do we do that? Well, in today's hyper meditation, higher order, stronger together, we're going to create the power of unity to elevate consciousness, not just for you, but for the world. So go ahead and get comfortable, get situated. We'll talk about ancient civilizations, what it actually does mean to get together, power of unity. Take a deep breath in again, get comfortable. Wow, I feel the frequencies already. Comment in if you do as well. For those who are new, these are very different. It's not about love and light and peace and all that stuff. We've gone through all that shit. No offense, guys. I know there's a lot of spiritual people out there. It's like, God, we need more love and light, but then nobody knows how to knows the science of what love and light entails. Right? It's like we're all the same. We're all together. It's like bullshit. We're really not. We took of billions of years of evolution for us to separate ourselves into, say, a fantastic identity. And then we all think we're all the same. Men and women should be all the same. Sex, culture should be all the same. We're not. We came here again, billions of years of technology of advancement to help us understand all the possibilities of what could be at one time. Again, all the different possibilities of what we could be at one time. So this is the time where instead of separation, and there's a good reason why we are separating. It is a great divide, by the way. It's a great divide, and it's happening for a good reason. So we're going to take advantage of that great divide that's happening. You see the great divide in anything out there. Do you see it? You see it in politics. You see it in religions. You see it in your family structure, right? You see it in your own businesses, your own ideations of who you are. Again, there is a great divide, and the reason for that is because we all wanted to be stronger together, right? We all want. It's like, why can't we just live together? How many of, no matter who you are, people go, well, why can't we just live together? Well, how do you live together? Well, you take away the bullshit that keeps you from staying together, staying coherent. Simple as that. So what we're doing now in today's consciousness, you asked for it, we all asked for it, governments asked for it. It's like, hey, let's live together, let's live in peace and harmony. But here's the difference. Here's the difference in XI, right? Exponential intelligence. Take a breath in, just notice your chest. The difference is that it's not your definition of what togetherness means. It's not a religion's definition of what togetherness means. It's not a political view's definition of what togetherness means. It's not your definition of love. It's not your definition of unity. It because that shit hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. It look at and those people will tell me like, yeah, one day, Christianity or Islam or whatever, even witchcraft nowadays, or Satanism, that's going to save the world. That's all bullshit as well, guys. That's created, say, disharmony. If it did work, if it did work, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are in. Simply, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're on. Right? So again, all the things that you've believed in the past, if it hasn't gotten you results, it will be, say, deleted, destroyed by the new consciousness that's coming in. Doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter how much connections you have, even on the other side. It doesn't matter how much intelligence you have, how much you sway the media. Nothing, right? Because the consciousness comes in and truth stands out. So truth. Take a deep breath in. Just notice your ribs here, your solar plex, and then the sternum bone. Truth is science. It's not a belief. Today's science is a belief, right? Your religions, your concepts of who you are, the way you make money, those are beliefs. So what we're doing, because we all wanted to create this, we're great manifestors. It's like, hey, it's time for humanity to awaken. So our consciousness as is evolved. And this is where so many people go, shit, man, I just awoke and I'm seeing the world today and it's not the best. So we want the truth behind it all, right? The real stuff, and we're getting it, whether you like it or not. So those who are in line with real truth, first principle level truth, then you're going to have a great time. Those who aren't, those who hold on to your past for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. They're going to have a little harder time. Those the world around you, those who are exponentially intelligent, they have a high XIQ. Have you seen that happen to you? Have you seen your friends dismantle? I was watching RFK and the hearing, to bring him into the HHI or something like that. All the senators and whoever, maniacal. They're just holding on to their identities of, hey, you can't do that. You can't bring the truth out. I was like, well, why not? So take a deep breath in again. Just notice your ribs. Again, whatever you believe in, it doesn't matter. You got to let it go. Right? The real truth is coming through. A new sheriff in town, by the way. Breath in again. All right. Now, there's been hints of truth. Notice your shoulders, your hips, your feet, the bottoms of your feet. There's always been hints of truth. Ancient civilizations, ancient civilizations, we did not grow in isolation. In today's world, there's a lot of isolation, especially after COVID. We're all in our little cubby holes or at home, we're working. We all separate ourselves, separate identity. Again, it's an opportunity for us, but then now is the time to clean out all the garbage that keeps us from, entangling with each other in a proper way, understanding each other. So this is what this hyper meditation is about. As a note, ancient civilizations understood that true transformation happens again not in isolation but as a collective resonance. Right? So I know that sounds like spiritual stuff. Okay, let's break it down into the science. Take a deep breath in. I'll guide you into that space as I work on you. I'll give you the say conceptual knowledge of the collective consciousness, collective resonance. What does that mean? Okay, through exponential intelligence, what we'll do is we can access that same universal intelligence that somehow was lost. So ancient Egypt, China, Persian, the Americans, the American Indians. There's all these cultures had opportunities to awaken. All those cultures had opportunities to awaken. The Mayans, right? No matter where you go, no matter what culture you go, no matter what civilization you study, they had great opportunities to awaken. So what we're doing today is like, yeah, they had a great opportunities. A lot of people are going, hey, just go backwards and do what they did. No, you don't want to do that, because if they did what they did was correct, we wouldn't find ourselves here today. We would not find ourselves today. Something was missing. What was that missing key? And this is what me personally going to Egypt for, going to China for. I go, shit, man, they did it right. They had amazing connections to, the unknown. They had great scientific knowledge come down. A lot of in the Persian culture, a lot of the sciences came from, say, the world beyond this reality, the unknown. So all cultures tapped into, say, ancient knowledge that were beyond the scope of space and time. But then what did they do wrong? Why did we end up where we are? That's the key. That's what I'm going to find out personally. So take a deep breath in. I want to take you with in this hyper meditation as a note. Why do we bring in the world leaders? So they can do right. Because they want a better version. They always, you've heard your governments go, well, we want to do the best thing for you, right? And what they basically mean is like our best interest. No, let's keep them to their word. Let's keep them to their word and go the best interest for all of humanity, because that's what they espouse, right? That's what they talk about. Let's help them find that. Right? Let's help you find that when you're saying that to your kids or your employees or whatever. We just want to do it for your best interest, right? We care for you. Okay, it's fantastic. Let's do it at a higher order. Simple as that, right? Because what we've done before, like I said, hasn't worked out. Let's do it differently. You're open to do it differently, are you not? Right? And if you're not, you're not. You're fine. You don't have to be here. It will push you. All right. So take a deep breath in. One, breaking free from individual limitations. Today, what we've done is we've separated ourselves. It's a divide and conquer society. Right? Whether you talk about the devil, government systems, um, anything, your parents, right? Friends, it's a divide and conquer when they want to rule and control you. There's a reason for that. It separates you. It keeps you away from the power of, say, the mastermind. It keeps you isolated. It keeps you from not knowing all the knowledge that there is to know. Okay? Breath in. All right. But when we've joined forces in the past, it's destroyed ourselves. That's the key. So in this case, take a deep breath in. Well, I'll talk about the mastermind. Talk about the mastermind in hyper meditations. The human upgrade, the the human upgrade, the healing mastery. Many of the things that we do, we talk about the mastermind. A lot of people want the mastermind. They join mastermind groups. But here's the problem: when groups get together, take a breath in. Just notice your head. When groups get together, they create the same old bullshit. They all just imagine this. Close your eyes. All right. And by the way, it's not just a meditation. This is a hyper meditation where I guide you into deeper states and then help you say change your frequency. If you're new, breathe deep. Two or more individuals. Notice what shows up for you. Could be your partner. It could be your children. It could be a bigger group, but you are involved in two or more individuals. Again, notice what you've done in the past. It could be your religion. Totally cool. Breathe deep. So what that means, and then or you want to join a mastermind group, right? To create more money and all that. All right. Breathe deep. Oof. A lot of you are seeing, you're sensing that already. Comment in. Beautiful. All right. So there's a huge pot in the middle, right? And this is how they've done it in the past, by the way. Just imagine this huge pot in the middle, like it's a ceremony. Okay? This is, in fact, where ceremony started, by the way, through these types of, say, ideations in physical form. All right. So at a frequency level, imagine that huge pot, people standing around you, right? All the other people in your group, whether it's a church group, I don't know, again, you and your partner, just alone, whatever it is, all right? A huge pot. Each one of you is throwing your ohms or your blessings into that pot. Okay? Breathe deep. Some of you who are exponentially intelligent, it's a beautiful pot. People are all awakened. Some of you are new, still getting rid of stuff. Again, notice what you threw in. all your burdens, all your abuse, all your whatever, just wanting to be free from that, right? You wanted to be free from it, so you threw it into the pot, wishing, oh, I'm going to bless so I can heal myself. So what you're doing, throwing in the pot, is all the possibilities of you being sick. I want more money. I want to bless to me to have abundance. So what you're doing is all the opposites of whatever you're throwing into the pot. Okay. I want to move away from fear and live a blessed life and love everybody. You're throwing in the opposite into the pot. Breathe deep. How are you feeling about that pot? Over time, you eat or you drink out of that pot. Breath in again. This is where masterminds, this is where masterminds go dark, because everybody else has everybody else's burdens and distortions and magnifications. So a mastermind is whenever two or more individuals get together, a third person gets created automatically. You see it in, say, the way birds, flocks of birds move, groups of fish, schools of fish, animal, hundreds of animals, they just, boom. So when, say, or in humans, when people run the stadium, okay? So when you see groups of birds, and they're flying one way and all of a sudden, boom, they flip around. It's not one, there's not one, leader bird that's there that goes, hey, I want to flip around, boom, and everybody else. No, there's that plus bird, okay, plus consciousness that goes, hey, guys, move. And they all move, they change. Humans are the same way. It's just a genetic makeup, it's for efficiency. Humans have done it wrong. Hence, we want to separate, breathe deep, and then we don't trust anybody. Again, we can't trust anybody. And that's why we can't trust anybody, because people might have good intent or they might not. There's a lot of malicious intent out there. But again, people do not have the best intent. Breathe deep. What do you want to eat out of that pot now? Fill your bowl up, suck it up. That's what's happening. So can I help you, say, rid yourself of what you've eaten? If it's a yes, like BB here, so if it's a yes, take a deep breath in. It's just like nutrition. You absorb it, it stays in your body, and your body morphs into that. So, yeah, this world frequency meditation is not just about connection, it's about unlocking the next level of human potential through unity, right? In XI masterminds, breathe deep. This is how the pot works. This is how we evolve. This is how we get stronger. We don't deteriorate when we come together, because that's what's happened. Look, you're strong individually, you come together as a couple, you create kids, and then it deteriorates. Right? Crazy shit, right? Gang members come together, freedom fighters come together, and then they deteriorate. Governments come together, they deteriorate. Look at the process. What did they do wrong? What did they do wrong in ancient civilizations? What did they do wrong in great societies like Egypt and China that thrived? They understood there's a higher order, but they did not understand the power of alignment in physical form. It destroys you. Breathe deep. Higher intelligence, higher awareness, higher technologies, advanced technologies. The reason why they destroy, breathe deep and notice your shoulders as we shake that stuff out of you. They didn't know how to unify. They didn't know how to harmonize or resonate. They didn't know how to reflect upon each other properly. So as you experience these XI frequencies, together we can tap in to the same wisdom back in the day and then do it differently. Breathe deep. It's not what you're doing that's wrong. It's how, what's the garbage that we're bringing into what we're doing destroys us, whether it's at a personal level or again at a societal level. Breathe deep. Let's unify as a world. Let's grow stronger together. Let's reflect upon our neighbors and go, not go, hey, they're fucked up, but go, why am I attracting that person? What is it in me? What's the reflective component in me that is attracting that person that I might not like or might like parts of them? What is it about this belief system that I'm experiencing in me? And then we use other people to go, oh, that's a reflection of me, because we're all one, right? Most people believe that at some level, we're all one. But this is how you unify. This is how you remove the distortions of each other. So notice that pot again. By the way, that pot, if you're a woman or if you're a man, all the men, all the women of the world have thrown their garbage and their strengths into that pot. Future generations are eating out of that pot. Breathe deep. And then another breath in. Visualize that pot. Notice people standing around you. Visualize you looking into somebody's eyes. I highly recommend later on physically doing this exercise. Take a moment just to glance into somebody's eyes. You'll see the beauty behind the distortions. Breathe deep. Notice your head. Pull you into your body. Many of you disconnected from the body, from the heart, from the soul. Many of you stepped out. Those people who are spiritual and religious stepped out of your body because it's a sin. Those who are executives, corporate type, science, you've stepped out of your body. Again, there's no connection to the natural intelligence that's out there. Bring it back. Breath in again, and notice how you feel. For those who are new to my abilities, near-death experiences that allow me to journey out of this, say, consciousness, really this world, and go, hey, there's another world out there that they're doing it much, much better than we are. Let's copy what they're doing. Let's copy the possibilities, the advanced science, the advanced love, the advanced technologies, the advanced possibilities of human. Bring it here. It's a whole different way of transformation. Breathe in again. I can see many of you, so beautiful. I can see many of you reconnecting to your child self. Yeah. It's not about age. It's about the wisdom you had, the wisdom that was just pouring out of you when you were a child. Again, not your physical child, but the time that the wisdom of your higher consciousness, your spirit, your soul, whatever you want to define it as, was available. Breathe deep. That's where we go. Gosh, we're all together. We all have possibilities. Breath in again. In your visual, as you look into that person's eyes, and did you see two versions, their possibilities, their distortions? All right, breath in again. In the pot in front of you, don't put in your distortions. In this mastermind, put in the possibilities of who you are, who you could be. Don't worry about, I didn't achieve it or anything like that. Go back to that childhood if you can't figure it out and go, God, what possibilities lay ahead of me? Even if you don't know, you know that there were possibilities available for you, right? So no pain, no burdens, no wish, but your potential. Breath in again. Again, throw it in the pot. Your potential possibilities. Let me help you bring that out as well. By clearing away the experiences that's created you. Breath in again. For yourself. Notice where those possibilities reside in you. Where did you bury them? They're still connected to you. Some of you may have thrown in your limitless self, your possibilities into the pot. Totally cool. But let's do it as a group. Right? Let's make it as a celebration, a unification, connecting to the mastermind. For you sciencey type out there, let me rephrase that so we understand it differently, so your definitions do not get into the way. Breathe deep. Imagine all of us as scientists. We're all standing around this great table, huge table, or it could be just two of you. Either way. Imagine OpenAI, DeepSeek, Google, uh, uh, any other AI company coming together. Right? We'll put that on the other side. But for you, imagine again your partners. Breathe deep. Imagine that you're all scientists, highly intellectual beings coming down to Earth. Again, astronauts that's discovered a new dimension of time and space where it's dense here. It has time and space. Breathe deep. And then every one of you goes, as scientists go, hey, you know what? This is what we discovered. This is how we discovered how it works here. And then your experience on the table. It's like, yeah, this is what we did right. This is the possibilities of who we are. Rather than competition in a distorted way, we have competition to improve ourselves. Breath in again. This is how I got here in physical form. So again, notice your potential from a science perspective. You being here in physical form, rendering yourself in physical form, that's an amazing feat. How did you do that? What was the intelligence, the confidence, the completeness, the resonance of you putting yourself in physical form? Again, it's an amazing feat to render yourself here. How did you do that? What were the possibilities? What were you thinking of to create yourself in physical form? Put that on the table. Just imagine if all those tech companies put their possibilities on the table than hiding it. Together, we could find tech or AI that could actually benefit the world rather than destroy the world. Same thing with you. Don't hide your limitation. Don't hide your limitless possibilities. Throw it out in the pot. Put it into the pot. Shows people it's like, yeah, that guy was successful. Shit, I can learn from that as well. Breathe deep. Would you be willing this time around to unify and taste the pot at least drink out of the pot, because everybody else, you're learning from other people's experiences on how they got into this reality. You're learning of their possibilities deep inside. It'll help you with your possibilities, bringing them into physical form. For the scientist, it's like, hey, this is a great way to understand time and space. Oh, you learned that? We learned that. Got together, put those two ideas together, we can even create better concepts of staying here. Breath in again. There's nothing to fix, everything to remember. Breath in. So you're putting memories of possibilities of the grander version of who you are. In a spiritual religious version, breath in. Got to cover all the bases these days. Spiritual religious version. Imagine yourself as pure spirit in physical form. You're shining. You're a brilliant diamond. Pure light. The possibilities of you at a spirit level, your potential, throw that into the pot. Each one of us took, say, a separate journey, separate spaceship to come into this reality, from spirit into physical form. Breathe deep. Can notice the power of frequencies as we unify. Look at the pot. Would you want to drink out of that pot? It's tasty now, isn't it? Everybody is putting in their best, most precious ingredients into the pot, sharing. Breath in again. Whenever you're ready, whether it's a cup or a bowl, again, notice the details of this visual or the feeling that you're experiencing right now. Again, it's not just a mental image. It's not like a goal image or anything, but notice the visual. The visual has, say, dimensions, not a memory. It's not two-dimensional in your mind. It has presence. It is, it has depth because it's not a memory. I've taken you into the multidimensional realm of your possibilities. Say that again. I'm taking you into the multidimensional realms of your possibilities. Let that sit within you. Don't put it out here. Experience it in your body, in every cell of your being. Breathe deep. Notice your head, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your lungs, going deep inside. Noticing your ribs, skeletal system, all the way down into the hip area, sexual organs, and then down into the legs. Becoming your possibilities. Breathe deep. There you go. Again, hand movements, not a spiritual thing. It's high level programming. It's like you see in like Iron Man. You know, today's concepts where people move things around with their hands. Literally high level programming for you all, right? Very high level, say, programming language that I use to help you edit you. I don't do it for you. I look over your shoulder and go, hey, edit yourself this way. I've been there before. Let me show you how to do it. But you're doing it. Breathe deep. Notice your spine, top of your head, all the way down to your tailbone. Notice the bowl or the cup. Notice how it emanates power, honor, dignity. Crazy, right? You didn't create that from your mind. You created, your higher self created it for you as a gift. Again, notice how you didn't create the visual that you're experiencing now. Might not be a visual, could be you in another realm. Breathe deep. Either dip your cup into the pot, get that golden ladle or whatever you see, pour it into your bowl. We're all eating, drinking from the pot of possibilities. We're all nurturing ourselves. We're all loving upon each other. Again, unification. We're not keeping the important, the good stuff to ourselves. We're sharing it to create even better possibilities for us. Breathe deep. Notice how that feels. Notice how it nurtures not just your body, your soul, your spirit. There you go. Notice how present you are. Imagine future generations drinking from this pot of humanity. Allow that nourishment to seep into every cell of your being. Drink more. Spiritually, religious wise, God's light in physical form so you can consume it into your body. That's what the pod is about. Sciencey type, atheists. It's the concepts, the science, the ideas of how you got into physical time and space that you are drinking from, the intelligence that's pouring into your body so you can have that aha moment as you unify ideas that worked. Either way you look at it, it's beneficial for you, your loved ones, society, humanity, the species as a whole, and then the universe, Earth, planetary systems. Competition is fantastic to be your best self. Humans use it to destroy each other. Yeah, it's not competition, it's how we've defined it. Together now, we can unify, come together, understand the power of unity, which elevates consciousness, creates higher order, creates abundance for all. Breath in again. As we continue in 2025, my personal quest, again, going to Egypt, going to China, going to South Africa. Crazy. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to go back in time, back into those civilizations, understand what they did right, what they did wrong. And like many of you have been with me before, we go into places and correct the distortions that still exist within those places. We're going to make a huge difference and bring that knowledge that they had, clean it up, and use it to advance exponential intelligence meta science. Loved it for you to join me. If you're on this trip with me, be amazing. Um, uh, can't join on with me physically. Again, it's more personal, but um, the team can put on how you can join me frequency wise. So that's what my plan is. That's what my journey is, to understand, go back, discover, open up the black box on what happened back there, and then how they destroyed themselves somehow. So we don't do it again. Jocelyn was saying, origin, exactly. We're going back to the origin, resetting it, doing it right this time. I'm going to leave you in this space. Notice what you notice the details. I would highly, highly recommend hanging out on your own, just being in the zone. Right? Join me next time where we get even stronger, more unified. And this is the movement on how we change consciousness for better humanity, better world. Peace.